President Trump, did President Biden leave you a letter?
He may have. Wait. Don't they leave it in the desk? I don't know. Oh.
What's in there?
Thank you, Peter. It could have been years before we found it. Wow. Thank you.
What does it say on the outside?
Maybe we should all read it together.
Let's read it.
Well, maybe I'll read it first and then make that
That
determination.
sounds great.
Peter, thank you very much. I may not have seen this for months.
Happy to help with the passing of the torch.
I did. I left him one in the desk just like this.
So that was Peter Doocy's voice, by the way, guys. I'm sure he's thankful that he's actually got a president who's willing to answer questions now. So President Donald Trump signed multiple executive orders just hours into his first day in office. He ain't playing, is he? Republican lawmakers are saying that Biden's last-minute pardons bears looking into. Multiple J6ers have been released from jail, and mainstream liberal media breaks down after President Joe Biden's last act as president. Now, we have a lot to cover today, guys, so let's go ahead and start with the executive orders on President Trump's first day of office, shall we? Hey, guys, thanks so much for being here. As always, I really appreciate y'all sharing these videos. You guys really help out the channel, like, tremendously. I appreciate it, and I cannot thank you guys enough. Also, thank you so much for hitting the like button. Let's jump in.
Yes, sir. First, we have a list of pardons and commutations relating to events that occurred on January 6, 2021.
Okay, and how many people is this?
I think this order will apply to approximately 1,500 people, sir.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
Yes.
Full pardon.
Full pardon or commutations?
Full pardon. We have about 6 commutations in there where we're doing further research. Nice to see you again. So this is a big one. Anything you want to explain about this? We hope they get them. We hope they come out tonight, frankly. They're expecting it. Approximately 1,500 people. Six commutations.
Were there any cases?
So President Trump just fulfilled one of his promises from his campaign. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. He signed so many freaking executive orders in one sitting. Hope you don't get carpal tunnel with that hand. Anyway, so he was signing these orders as reporters were asking him questions for like almost an hour. Now, I want you guys to just imagine for a second, Joe Biden or even Kamala Harris doing that. Like, are they even capable of doing that? Some people question whether or not they can walk down the hallway and chew gum at the same time. Anyway, President Donald Trump signed multiple executive orders for the U.S.-Mexico border. Now, I know you guys are fully aware that this was one of the deciding factors for so many voters. So I don't think it's really surprising to see the president sign 10 specifically just for the borders.
He declared a national emergency at the border. He also is pushing to end birthright citizenship. Hopefully we can put it up for folks. This is part of the U.S. Constitution. So for that one, that's going to be something that's going to be harder to implement, and there will be legal challenges there. But the national security, the national emergency effect, that would be pretty immediate. There's also the end the catch and release of undocumented immigrants. Reinstating remain in Mexico is an interesting one because already we've seen the CPB-1 application, which was set up under the Biden administration as a way to curb people crossing into the southwest border illegally to request asylum. That's going to be something that's already gone. We've already seen migrants at the border crying, saying that they wanted to be using that app. He's also going to resume border wall construction. That's something that could happen in short order. Suspend the refugee resettlement for at least 4 months, and then designate criminal cartels and others as foreign terrorist groups. That's something that could happen in short order. And then to clarify the military's role in protecting the territorial integrity of the United States. That's going to be an interesting one to watch because the big question is, will there be troops on the border? The Trump administration and officials say that that's something that they want to see happen. How quickly we see that happen will be very interesting.
There was also the J6ers who the president pardoned. One of them was seen cutting their ankle monitor right after Trump's announcement.
Free at last. I feel justice was prevailed today. And like I kept saying from the very beginning, it was a two-tier justice system under the Biden administration. He pardoned his own son. I just walked in the Capitol to peacefully protest. I'm not charged with violence. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't destroy property. So therefore, yes, it's very accurate what he just did say as far as giving us that full pardon. So I agree with it 100%, obviously, and happy about this and ready to get on with my life.
Now, just for contrast, guys, President Trump has been talking about these pardons for years now. He hasn't shied away from the question or even given us doubt on whether he would do it. But I want you guys to notice the stark difference between him and now former President Joe Biden. Check this out.
President Trump is reportedly considering a wave of preemptive pardons. Does this concern you? All these preemptive pardons?
Well, it concerns me in terms of what kind of precedent it sets and how the rest of the world looks at us as a nation of laws and justice. You're not going to see in our administration that kind of approach to pardons, nor are you going to see in our administration the approach to making policy by tweets. It's just going to be a totally different way in which we approach the justice system.
We have some breaking news we want to share related to all this. President Biden pardoning his family members minutes before President-elect Trump is sworn in. I want to go to our senior legal correspondent, Laura Jarrett. Laura, walk us through it.
Yeah, Lester, a rare and sweeping pardon here from the president in just his final moments while he still occupies that office, pardoning all of his living siblings and their spouses, including James Biden, Sarah Biden, Valerie Owens Biden, his sister, her husband, John T. Owens, and his brother, Francis Biden. Now, Lester, none of these people have been charged with crimes, but he says he's doing this because there is partisan politics here, obviously referring to the president-elect who's set to take office just minutes from now.
So this is about as close as we can get to Joe Biden admitting that he weaponized the justice system against Trump. Because looking back to when Trump gave out pardons during his term, he was criticized. And you saw exactly what Joe Biden said about these kinds of things. But it's okay because it was a Democrat who said it, right? But here's something that's really surprising to hear, guys. Even CNN is calling out the former president for doing this.
It turns out, Anderson, there was another promise broken. That is exactly how he has ultimately decided to approach the justice system. And this is a decision that is going to raise so many alarming questions about the legal precedents that this now sets and will have been really one of the very final acts for President Biden as a sitting president.
It's just unseemly. If you're going to do it, have the courage to do it in the light of day and explain it to the American people. It's a stain on his legacy to do it like this. We can have an argument about, is it necessary? Has Donald Trump promised retribution? Yes, he has. But if you're the president of the United States who said that the curse of Donald Trump was that he didn't respect democracy and didn't respect norms, have the courage to look the American people in the eye and explain what you're doing.
Yeah, the way it was done suggests that there was something wrong with doing it. He tried to slip it in in the final minute. I know what he said, but the fact is that Trump has been saying this for a long time. That doesn't explain why in the last 10 minutes of your presidency you
in the spouses
slip
names
a
I've
release
never heard
out
come
there.
out of Donald Trump.
It just made the whole thing look tawdry.
Now, just for your information here, guys, Joe Biden did this with like minutes left in his presidency. Like they were just about to disable his badge and everything and kick him out the building. Like they're not even exaggerating. So it's not surprising that even CNN, as left-leaning as they are, they had to call him out. And remember what Republican Representative Adam Kinzinger said on Twitter? Kinzinger, as you might remember, was a part of the J6 committee. He posted this 3 years ago. As members, we take an oath to support and defend the Constitution. Some of my colleagues failed to uphold that oath and requested pardons from the Trump administration. More to come, but the only reason I know to ask for a pardon is because you think you've committed a crime. Republican Representative Chip Roy has recently come out to say that the people who have been pardoned should face Congress. In a post on X, he says that the implication here is that these people need pardons, pushing that they need to provide us with the truth. And if they refuse or lie, well, Roy said that they should test the constitutional reach of these pardons with regard to their future actions. Now, moving on, guys, Florida Senator Marco Rubio just became the first Trump cabinet pick to be confirmed. So Marco Rubio will serve as the Secretary of State. He has a very strong foreign policy background since he's a longtime member of the Senate's Foreign Relations and Intelligence Committees. Now, we're still waiting on a few nominees, but the confirmation of Marco Rubio, it's influencing some optimism here, especially since the Senate confirmed him 99-0.
So Secretary of State Marco Rubio received confirmation vote 99-0. So his Senate colleagues 99-0. Mark Penn, is there a chance that Democrats are going to shift and that there'll be more and more Democrats, especially in red states, that realize maybe it's time to work with the Trump administration?
Oh, I think that's definitely going to be the case. I think you see the politics shifting. Look, it's always Trump v. Trump, but right now, this President Trump, he is ready to take on this presidency. His administration is organized, obviously 10 times better than it was the first time. They know what they're doing. They know where the soft spots are. And he is out there gaining support among the popular will. I think he's going to move all of politics, maybe not to the right, but definitely to the center. And I think that's going to bring some Democrats with him.
Now, we've seen this shift with Senator John Fetterman, so I guess it's not impossible, right? But wouldn't that be a sight, right? Republicans and Democrats working together for the American people? Here's a question for you guys. Do you see that happening within the next 4 years with the Trump administration? Now, I want you guys to go ahead and watch a previous video I did where I talked about CNN, because it seems like the lies are finally catching up with these news networks, and now they're going to have to pay millions of dollars to different people. So make sure you guys check that out. As always, appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much for clicking the like button and for sharing these videos. And don't forget to subscribe, or not. That's cool too. We'll see you on the next one.